Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Delaney.
I'm Chip.
And today we'll be doing our palette of the month for April. So we both sat down, thought about it. So I picked the Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette, which is going to be re-released on 4/20. So by the time you're seeing this, it's already going to be probably gone and sold. But tis the season. I couldn't not do this for April.
I get it. So. I get why 4/20. I was like, that's such a specific date.
Yes. I wonder why.
Yeah. And I got the Huda Beauty palette. This is part of the Obsessions line, and it is the Sapphire. Love it. It's blue, it's gorgeous, and I'm ready.
So we're doing very coolish today.
Yes.
Jump into the information of the palette. The Smoke Sessions was released last year. It's going to be, like I said, re-released on the 20th of this month for limited edition time until they sell out. That's typically how Melt does it. But just to kind of open it up, and I'll obviously put photos on the screen as we go, but it is 8 shades, 2 mattes, and 6 metallics. I just love the setup of it. It has, you know, your warm tones over on this side and your cool tones over on this side. I'm just a sucker for layouts like that, but I haven't used this palette enough to be honest. When it was first getting released, everyone was talking about the Sweet 2 shade, which is this one on the far left-hand side for me. And it's just so beautiful, but I'm actually not going to be using that shade today. Just to kind of go over from the sides, the Gravity OG, which is the gold, is just a yellow gold metallic, you know, your standards. Granddaddy shade is an olive gold metallic, so it's kind of like a mix in between those, so you can see that they have similar tones here, but it's more towards gold and not necessarily olive. Next shade over, Black Widow, is a straight up olive metallic, so I really like olives more so than like I ever thought I would. It's just a really nice complementary to green. If I don't want to go like bright neon green or, you know, a hunter green like this. Our last warm shade is this nice olive matte here. It's more of a gray tone. It's called Sour Diesel, and I know it looks really brown on camera, but it is definitely an olive when you place it onto the eye. Moving over into the next matte, we have Space Queen, which is a hunter green matte. I know it's more blue tone looking on screen. Then we have Mean Green, which is an emerald with a green shift and it's a metallic, so if you can kind of see the shine there we go. Sweet Tooth, which is the jade metallic here, and then Blue Dream, which is the mint metallic here on the end. So I think, but this is vegan and cruelty free like all of Melt's products. It retails for $48. So if you want to compare that to like the stacks that are $48 as well, with the stacks you're getting $3.46 per gram of product. So the stacks are $13.85 in total, and then for this palette it's $2.91 per pan because the grams is slightly higher at 16.47. So you're getting a better value for this versus the stacks. You're only getting 4 shades. This one you're getting 8. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up.
Those shadows look stunning though.
Yes.
Like stunning. They're gonna look great on your eyes. Like. So we're talking Huda Beauty, and this is the Sapphire Obsession. This did come in a quad pack, so she has other ranges, so purple, a orange tone, and a red as well. This is kind of like another collection release from her original 4 mini shadows that were the original Obsessions. So this one is the blue one. I love this. I think the shades really complement dark skin tone as well as fair skin tone. You do have a lot of blues and usually a pop of color that complements the overall theme of the palette. We have a mixture of mattes and metallic and shimmers in each palette, which I think is nice, and I just love the size. It is great for traveling. They're all magnetic, so they actually will stick, each quad will stick to each other, and yeah, it's awesome. And the packaging also is a magnetic lid, and it does come with a mirror, so honestly the only thing that's missing would be a brush, but I have my own brushes, so I'm like, I'm good to go. This does retail for $27. I did get mine from Sephora. All the palettes are $27, and you get 9 shades, so it's $3 a shade. No fallout from what I've experienced, so this is a friendly face first, makeup later palette.
Yeah. I like how on the outside of that packaging it shows you what the shades are on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that'll be interesting to watch you apply, because I don't really care for Huda's formula. I think the nude palette was a little bit better when I swatched in store, but can't wait to get into these shades and show you guys what looks we can make today. Now we're going to jump into the look, and it'll be coming at you in 3, 2, 1, go!
Blue hair, blue palette. Did I plan this? No. But it worked.
Not a planner. Okay, so for my first shade, I'm going to be dipping into Black Widow, insert photo here, but that is the olive only metallic. And we're going to be applying that into the inner corner right here, very tight into the tear duct and in the crease. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my Morphe 412, which is my favorite, and I'm just going to tack on. I'm
going in with a Morphe R40 brush, and I'm going to go in with this light blue shade here. This is a matte shade, and I'm using this as my transition color. Like, light blue has sometimes an issue showing on my skin, but not with this light blue.
This is not a palette to do a very light-handed look. You are going to get power pigment whenever you pick any shade. And just in case you guys are wondering, I did prime my eyes with my go-to Urban Decay primer potion. I just wanted to get down kind of a tacky base just so the metallics will stick to it, but also the mattes, it makes it a little bit easier to blend them.
And I just used my concealer and set it with Laura Mercier.
So I'm pretty happy with the way that applied. I'll probably go in and touch up the inner corner a little bit. I am experiencing a lot of fallout just because that's more of a fluffier brush versus with the metallic shades I like to apply with either finger or a very flat brush such as the Morphe M166. So you see that's kind of like flat there. It's just a lot easier to use a paddle brush to apply that with, but I put down plenty of powder. I'm gonna sweep that away later or cover it up with concealer. Shame. For the lid, I'm gonna jump into Mean Green, which is the green with an emerald shift metallic.
Insert name or color shade. These do pop, I don't think they have names. So I'm applying the dark matte and to my crease. And can we have like a moment of applause because I finally washed all of my eye brushes.
Yay!
So many. I am applying this just to get that nice dark blue crease. So keep layering, keep building till you're satisfied.
How do you feel about Huda? Do you think that it's a lot easier to layer up and just keep packing on the color, or is it just like a one swipe and you fucked if you didn't want it to be that heavy-handed?
No, you need a pack if you want it heavier. The pigmentation is there, it's just if you want it much darker for dark skin tone. I'm not sure. When Delaney wants to give this a try, what the pigmentation would be one swipe on a fair-skinned individual, but I know for my skin, and that's really common for me, so like, I'm not like, I never like look at that as like, oh, that's a downfall. It's just to get good pigmentation on my lovely chocolate eyelid.
I don't ever feel like I'm going to hit pan doing something, so if I have to build up anything, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm just actually getting more use out of my palette. So as you guys saw, I did use my finger to just apply a little bit more to that same shadow, Mean Green, and just kind of pack it down a little bit. That way when I'm blending into it later, when I do my outer corner, it's not going to be as like...
That's what...
For my outer eye, I'm going to be using Sour Diesel, which is that olive matte color. Whenever I use this palette, I tend to focus more so on the green side because I'm like, oh, I want to do a metallic green look. What palette am I going to pick up? It's Smoke Sessions. It's either Gemini or Smoke Sessions, to be honest, if I'm not digging through my singles. But I wanted to focus a little bit more on the olive tones of that side of the palette. So today is the day, and I can't not have at least one part of matte on my eye. So we're going to use Sour Diesel to kind of deepen up that outer corner.
Going in with my NYX base in white, and I'm going to create a lovely cut.
What do you do with a pie chip?
You eat it whole.
No, you cut it,
no, you don't. You take a fork and you just... Okay,
so I used my Sephora Pro Shadow number 14 to apply the last two shades, and then to do my lower lash line, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe E18, and I'm going to be using the Granddaddy Shadow, which is the more olive gold metallic, and just kind of put that into the bottom. How many of you guys out there are going to be celebrating 420? You don't have to really raise your hand because in some states I know it's not quite legal yet. Well, I'm not a smoker, but I don't really partake just because like I had an ex, I disassociated with him and I just don't like it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just always peer pressured me, and I was like 15 at the time of dating him, and I just didn't want to do it, and like, you already got my virginity, bro, like you don't need to get this too.
Yeah. So
I just don't do it, but I also am like too much of a control freak to like lose myself any type of hallucinogenic, or you know, you guys are gonna come for me and be like, you can get strains that aren't hallucinogenic. I don't want to. It's just a principle.
Yeah.
But anyone that does it, I'm like, okay, fine. Just don't blow it in my face. Just like, you know, regular smoke.
Who would blow it in your face? Is that what he did?
No.
Because I'd be like, bitch.
I mean, maybe like once or twice as a joke, but you know, like that's just what guys do when they want to do what they want to do. Like I said, I'm gonna go in with my first shade, Black Widow, just a little bit in the inner corner just to deepen it up, but then I'm just gonna be sweeping away all the excess and cleaning up the bottom with some concealer. The only thing about this palette is that if you're looking for a traditional like transition shade, or you know, like just a neutral shade, you're not really gonna find it. For her collection, I think that this made a lot of sense. It's more of a metallic version of what Gemini was. You know, it plays into those greens that I don't really feel were in the marketplace prior. That has definitely changed a whole lot, and now this year it's blues. And actually when I got this, I was so sad. Like my blue dream shade was cracked. Oh no. I did fix it with just like a little alcohol. It kind of ruined the little cannabis stamp, so like when I show it to people, I'm like, just don't look at that shade. She had some trouble. But it was super easy because like the metallic shade or formula is very creamy, so I just smushed it right back into place and it dried out perfectly. It didn't affect the shadow or anything. So
I've created the cutting of the creasing, and I think I want to go in with this really pretty shimmery metallic blue up here and this silver. We'll start with the silver. Now for Huda metallics and her shimmers, sometimes you do have to use your finger, which is kind of a downfall for me because I have fat fingers to like get into, yeah, like to get into like the corner of my eye. It's annoying.
Have you ever used like one of those glitter applicators?
What are they?
They're just like, you know, made for glitter. They have a silicone tip.
Oh no, I need to get one.
Look how Crease is looking beautiful.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna be moving on to my eyeliner. I picked up the Slide On Glide On. Can't believe it's a hard on. I don't know what the whole phrase is. It's way too long. It's way too long. But this is in the shade Esmeralda, and I'm just gonna be doing my waterlines with that.
And if you aren't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram. sugarspice_makeup if you want to look at all the looks that we create throughout the week.
And then I'm going to prep my lashes for lashes with the Tarte's Lash Paint.
I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay 24/7 liner under my waterline. And I honestly love the mirror they're in these mini palettes. I mean, they're really good quality for being in a mini. Applying my Wet n Wild mascara.
I'm gonna be going in with my lipstick now because this one takes a little bit to dry down, but this is the Pretty Zombie Cosmetics in Recently Deceased. It has a nice like it's really pretty. It's like a nice metallic. I thought it'd be very complimentary to this look. It has some blue and green shifts in it, and it's just gorgeous. But they do smear even though they are matte.
Okay, we're going in with some lashes. These are my favorite hair store brand lashes. They're in the style 104. Once I take them out the box, I forget. Okay, so for my lip, I'm gonna go in with Sephora Lip Story. This is in the number 38, and it's called Off Limits. And this is like a mauvey lavender shade.
We're gonna apply lashes off camera. I'm gonna be using a lash from Bombshell Cosmetica. I have searched their website up and down and I cannot find the name or the style, but essentially when you look at the lash from the top, it has very distinct lines where the lashes overlap, as you can see on camera, and then it has just kind of like little crisscross wispies in between. How did you guys feel about buying the Bombshell Cosmetica Burger Palette? Like, did y'all realize that their website's a mess? Because it's a fucking mess. I hate going on there. Everything's in like a different place. Like if you want to look at lashes, they have the Pro Silk, the Professional collection, and then when they do a collection release, so like their Angelic or their Dripping Honey or the Mall collection, all the lashes are in a different place. It's fucking sucks. Sucks. But yeah, so this is our, you know, second palette of the month look. I am really happy with this look today. I feel super gothy, but also very spacey at the same time.
Yeah, I feel fierce. Like,
blue is your power color.
Someone try to mug me, don't though.
I don't want to get
mugged. I feel like super fierce. I love it.
I think it's because your wig is actually matching here. We're gonna do some close-ups for you guys. You know, this is the end of the video, so, you know, go see our first one, subscribe, hit the bell, like our Facebook and Instagram pages, all Sugar and Spice Makeup. But we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!